Often it's really clear what we need to work on in an energy healing session, but sometimes there might be some conclusion. There might be a number of issues going on and it might not be clear which to choose, for example. So we're going to talk today about how to decide. There's actually one quite powerful approach to energy healing when it's not totally clear which is the best issue that we need to focus on. So we're going to look at 4 situations where that might be the case, and then we're going to look at what the ideal way of working in those cases is. So the first one is when you have a big issue. It might be a relationship with somebody in your family, or it might be that you need your business to be more successful or something like that, a big issue. And at the same time, in the background, there's a smaller issue. But the smaller issue is always on your mind, much more than the bigger issue, actually. So it might just be that, your finger clicks. It's not particularly disturbing you. It doesn't seem like a big issue, but it's always coming to your mind. So what do you go for? Do you go for the big issue, which you feel you should go for because that's the one that's going to have the most impact on your life? Or do you listen to what your mind is telling you, or where your energy is being directed, where your attention is being directed, and work on the little issue? It's not obvious where you go. It might be that the bigger issue is the important thing, and the fact that your mind is going to something smaller might just be a distraction, something trying to sabotage your, healing what you really need to heal, something trying to get in the way. Or it could be that the little issue is actually alerting you to something that you actually really do need to work on in order to make progress on everything else, including the bigger issue. So how do you find out? The second is probably the most common dilemma that people come across, especially if they're just starting on their energy healing journey. And that is when there are so many issues. You're almost like overwhelmed with issues. There are so many things going on, so many things that you want to be different in your life, that you actually just don't know where to start. So what do you do in that case? The next issue is, what do you do if there are 2 big issues, equally big, that will have an equally big impact on your life, and you're not sure which direction to go in, what you need the resolution on first? So it is possible in situations like this, and also in the first example, that we can muscle test to see what would be the most useful. But that also does have the risk that if you have a priority, if you have a strong preference, or if you really want to sabotage it in some way, then that could also feed into the muscle testing. So I would suggest this solution that I'm going to propose today to you in these cases as well. And the fourth one is probably the best situation to be in. There are not that many people who come in this situation, but it's great when they do. And that is when you actually don't have any pressing issues. Everything seems to be fine. There may be some sort of deeper aspirations in life, but there are no problems, no big issues. You just want the healing to sort of take you forward, to sort of help your development to the next level, even if you can't specify how. So how can we frame the healing in that situation as well? So what I like to do in all of these situations is not to get lost in trying to work it out, in trying to understand what's going on and what's trying to sabotage what and where the real need is, because we can go around in circles and get lost in that loop. What I like to do in those situations is to just give an instruction to the body to say, whatever is in your best and highest interests, whatever that is, may that be done. Whatever can be released to ensure the best progress, to ensure the optimal results, to sort of bring about the ideal situation and the resolution to all issues in life. May that be done, and let the body decide, because with that sort of very powerful and very strong intention, it's the body that knows better than we do. It's your system that knows better than your mind does what is in your best interest, what's going to unlock you, and enable the best healing to take place. Of course, there are many situations, this is probably a minority of situations, there are many situations where it's really clear where you want to make the progress, where you want things to be unblocked, and then we just work in the traditional way, and that's perfectly fine. But for situations where it's not so clear, where there are complicating factors, where there's a difficulty to deciding, this is really, I feel, the very best and most powerful way forward to make progress in our lives. So I hope that's been helpful. Next time we'll be looking at when we might start to expect results from energy healing. That's another very commonly asked question. So we'll be going into that. And in the meantime, I will leave you with some wise words that they still sometimes say in the Mississippi Delta.
To and from that way you'll feel that. Book yourself for session, I'll be well start for healing.